Dragan, Wendy, West Berlin is absolutely one of the most fun films that I've seen. I mean, I think we've all heard stories of that one relative we don't know too much about, but none have been just quite this bizarre as someone like Dragan Wendy. He's a former criminal. It's a completely interesting way of blending in both history and this personal narrative, so I think it's a fantastic film.
Legend of a Warrior is a film about fathers and sons. It follows a son and his estranged father. His father just happens to be a grandmaster of White Crane Kung Fu, and he is a legend both in Canada and in China. This story involves a lot of action, but it's also a very tender love story about trying to get to know a father who you don't know.
First Nations playwright Marie Clements brings us an amazing tale about Stephen Litton, an activist and also a survivor of the horrific challenges of residential school. He also happens to be a resident of Vancouver's downtown east side, and his is really a tale of redemption and forgiveness. Language of love, don't miss it, it'll totally change your life.
Fists of Pride is a wonderful story that focuses on the children of migrant workers, specifically boys who enter a Thai boxing camp on the Burmese-Thai border. So it's kids fighting, but doing it for reasons that are related to political and cultural and issues of poverty. We have a lot of fighting films this year at Hot Docs in the Canadian Spectrum. Fists of Pride is definitely one audiences are going to want to see.
So Nessa is the story of a young woman who lives in a Kurdish city in Iran. And it's kind of interesting because it's a story about women's freedom in Iran, but it's also a story about a family. She knows that if she fulfills her dream, which is to become an actress, she'll lose the love of her family.
All Divided Selves is a film about R.D. Laing, who was a very famous and controversial psychiatrist in the 60s and 70s. You kind of leave the theater at the end of the film feeling like you've really been in R.D. Laing's mind.
One of the most moving films I saw this year is Drought, directed by Everardo Gonzalez. It follows the families that live on a piece of communally owned land in northeast Mexico. This is really a portrait of a way of life and a kind of people who are really on the verge of extinction if the drought conditions in Mexico don't improve. I think it's a really important environmental film, and it's a beautiful and heartbreaking story.
This year's Lifetime Achievement Award is honoring Michel Brault. He is a father of direct cinema and somebody that I'm just so excited that we're profiling this year. If you want to look at his work and really get a sense of what he's done, I would suggest starting with the short film program. Anyone who's interested in sort of the evolution of cinema in this country needs to go see these films.